You continue to manage, and in 1988, you're called into the commissioner's office to talk.
I just decided in '87 to start betting on my team to win every night. I had so much faith in and I was wrong. I was wrong. But most people who do something wrong don't ever think you're going to get caught. Don't ever think you're going to get caught. And I didn't think I'd get caught because I didn't keep records. You know, I didn't keep records. And I just knew I was going to win a hell of a lot more games than I was going to lose.
Well, a former federal prosecutor, John Dowd's brought in, and he puts together a 225-page report.
2,000-page.
2,000-page?
Yeah, 2,000-page, but he gives you
He whittled it down
to 225, which was the prosecutor's brief. That's what it was. So everybody that followed my case read that. They didn't read the 2,000-page Dowd report.
But contained within the Dowd report was his gathered evidence, circumstantial, that said you bet on baseball. As you sit here now, you say you bet only on the Reds and only starting in 1987.
That's what I recollect. That's you know, if someone's got proof I bet in '86, I won't call him a liar. But as you can tell from me being here, I got pretty good recall. I mean, I remember things pretty good. And I'm going to tell you right now, Joe, I do not remember betting on baseball in 1986.
Well, when you get called into the commissioner's office in 1989, Bart Giamatti is now the commissioner.
Right.
And you sign...
Nice guy.
Nice man. You sign a deal. There's really no admittance at that point. It's just, I'm banned from baseball, I'm out, with the caveat that it'll be revisited. I'm anxious to know from you, you were in the room with Bart Giamatti. Did you get the sense that if you, by their words, reconfigured your life, that you had a shot
I did.
with Giamatti? That's why you signed the deal.
Absolutely. Giamatti was a gentleman. And why did I sign a lifetime ban? Because there's a clause in there that says I can apply for reinstatement after a year. And, geez, I mean, you think I knew when I signed that with Bart Giamatti that he was going to die 3 days later?
Just over a week later.
The worst thing could happen to him and
Bart
to me.
Giamatti dies. And now that's why I'm asking you this, Pete, because I get the sense that with that death, now Fay Vincent takes over. Vincent and Giamatti were very close.
Vincent thinks I was worse than, what's the little guy with the cross on his...
Manson.
Charles Manson. I'm worse than Manson in the eyes of...
But once Giamatti dies, whatever understanding you had in the room with Giamatti is gone.
Yeah.
And the key for your get out of jail is buried with Bart Giamatti.
Yeah. And then he passed it on to Bud Selig. They told me to reconfigure my life. What I thought that meant was no more illegal gambling, which I don't do. Be very selective of people you hang around with, which I do. And I've done that. But I guess later on in life, Selig made it be known that what he meant was take responsibility for it. And I have. So, you know, you can only say you're sorry so many times and so many people are going to hear it. And, but I'm not worried about it because I'm not going to sit here on the Joe Buck show and complain to you people that I'm not in the Hall of Fame because I'm the one that screwed up. I'm the one that made the mistake. I'm the one who will live with the mistake. Okay? I don't go to bed tonight and pray that I go to Hall of Fame tomorrow. I go to bed tonight and pray I get up tomorrow morning. That's what I pray. Okay?
So let me ask you two things. What would it mean to you to get into the Hall of Fame?
Anybody in his or her sport, the ultimate goal should be to reach your Hall of Fame. And
it was something even your father mentioned.
Yes. You asked me would I love to be in the Hall of Fame? Sure, I'd love to be in the Hall of Fame. All my teammates are there. All my friends are there. Most every player who's played against me or with me in some capacity is made the Hall of Fame. So I know a little bit about the Hall of Fame.
So
I do know a little bit about it.
So the audience understands, right before you become eligible for voting,
they changed the rule.
They changed the rule and they said Anybody who is on baseball's ineligible list, baseball's banned list, is not eligible for the Hall of Fame.
That was Faye Vincent.
So
Faye
they
Vincent in
basically
baseball
said,
changed it.
we're not going to even have to bring up Pete Rose's name because he's over in this category over here.
Right.
Okay?
You're absolutely
so
right.
now you have been to
First reporter ever to say that. First reporter ever to report that, and it's absolutely the truth. Everybody forgets about they changed the rule, or I'd have been eligible to be voted for the Hall of Fame. Am I right, Joe?
You're right. So 4 different commissioners you've been to talk about this after the agreement in 1989. Here's what I see when I read the letter that was written by the current commissioner, Rob Manfred. I feel like there's a roadmap there, but you may have to do things that average citizens walking the street don't have to do.
You're meeting with the commissioner of baseball. The one thing you want to be is honest. And he asked me, "You still gamble?" I live in Las Vegas, okay? I don't live there because I can gamble. I live there because I work there. I work at the mall, okay? Now, you have to understand.
Well, and
maybe
he signs autographs. That's,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
not
4.5 hours
he's
a
not
day.
Paul Blart
4.5
walking around.
Yeah, yeah. So you have to understand that I'm 75 years old, okay? And I work my ass off, 20 days a month, 4.5 hours a day. I support a lot of people, okay? Now, who cares if I want to go make a legal bet on a football game or a basketball game or a baseball game and go home and watch it? Who am I hurting? I'm not hurting anybody. I'm living my life because there's a hell of a lot more of my life behind me than in front of me. And I was honest with him.
And I understand all that, Pete.
And I
Look
know
at
I shouldn't do it because if I want to go into the Hall of Fame, I shouldn't do it.
That's the point, right? I mean,
But
look,
I'm over it, Joe. I'm over the Hall of Fame. I'm not worried about the Hall of Fame.
Okay, then what I'm about to say doesn't matter, okay? I'm giving you that. If you don't care about the Hall of Fame,
It's not that I don't care. I'm over
You're
worrying
over.
about it.
Okay.
I don't want to consume my life worrying about the Hall of Fame because the Hall of Fame is not a bunch of altar boys. Okay, they act like everybody that's in the Hall of Fame is a saint. Well, I know a lot of guys in the Hall of Fame, and there's a lot of them aren't saints.
yeah, but,
Okay.
But gambling on the game,
It was wrong. I admit that.
having a hand in the winning and losing of the game and having money on the game crosses lines and breaks Rule 21.
It does, but there was never a game that I managed was ever in doubt in Las Vegas. And what did I do every night when I bet on my team? I did everything possible to win that game.
But when you didn't bet on your team, weren't you telling the gambling community?
I didn't tell
don't
anybody.
believe-
Nobody
yeah, but
knew.
Nobody knew.
Who knew? The only guy who knew was the guy who took the bet.
Okay, so let's go back. If you were to get into the Hall of Fame, here's what I think. There seems to be a roadmap, and that roadmap would be, even though it's legal for me to go to Las Vegas and gamble on a game, you stop gambling.
Okay, all I'm told is to reconfigure my life. And we even asked Commissioner Manfred, what do you mean, reconfigure my life? And he didn't give me an answer. Just tell me what you want.
Well, what if
Do
the
you
answer?
want me to? Do you never want me to
Pete.
bet again? Just tell me. and
Okay,
I'll do
what
it.
if that's the answer?
And I'll do it.
You wouldn't
But just,
bet.
No, I wouldn't do anything if he told me.
Okay,
Just tell me what do you mean when you say reconfigure your life. No one would tell me what that means. I told you what I thought it meant based on what I was doing. Commissioner Manfred didn't know what I meant when I said, you want me to reconfigure my life? Tell me what you want me to do. Please, just tell me what you want me to do. I can't move out of Las Vegas because that's where I get paid. That's where I get paid. You know, I mean,